Hello, YouTubers. Today I'm going to be sharing something that has been bothering my mind about the Apple Airpod Max. Is Apple Airpod Max this guy here? Is it going to be relevant in 2024? That's the question. Okay, so that is what we are going to dive into today because somehow people see the Apple AirPod Max as the best of the best AirPod um, Bluetooth headphones or wireless headphones, however you want to see it. And some people have so many reservations against the Apple AirPod Max. Yes, I don't share so many of those reservations because I want to look at the Apple AirPod Max as if it's a unique gadget. Now, this Apple AirPod Max is a 3-year-old gadget by now. It came out, I think, in 2020. I think I watched it when Marcus Brownie talked about the Apple AirPod Max, and it was very nice to see this headphone in the market. Yes, a lot of people had issues with the case, most especially the case. This case, most especially. Yeah, it's for me. I think I loved the case. These cutouts there and the rest of them. I think the case was really something unique, but I could agree with them that it doesn't do anything protecting the AirPod Max. So the question is, in 2024, is this headphone, the Apple AirPod Max, still going to be relevant? Let me put it on my head as I talk for now. Yes, it's on transparent mode so I can hear myself very well talking. Okay, so this Apple AirPod Max has been the kind of the headphone to beat. And I know that a lot of high-end headphones like the Beats and the rest of them, the Sonys and so on, have been there with their various features that might rival this Apple AirPod Max. But there's something unique about the Apple AirPod Max, and that is its unique look. The looks is just too unique. At the time this Apple AirPod Max came out, it's had no other headphone that looks like it. It had no headphone that looked like it. And it was something to behold. It was really beautiful. And most of the headphones didn't have this magnetic stuff where you can remove the foam or the cushions, the ear cup cushions, and place them back seamlessly like that. So, but till now, I don't think there's any other headphone that have actually done this similar, what would I call it? A similar idea. Now, one good thing about this idea, let me tell you something, is that I can actually change this thing when my headphone is getting old. Now, remember, this is made of aluminum, and aluminum tend to last longer in their design. They tend to last longer. They tend to look the same for a long time. So I think what might change most often is these cushions. And of course, after 2 years, it might look rough. It might look faded. And you can just buy another one and replace it. And that's it. And you start using it as if it's new. And that is fantastic about this. Of course, the transparent mode. This comes with about nine microphones or something like that. That helps in the transparency mode and other spatial stuff that comes with this headphone. Okay, so of course the placement of the knobs, the two buttons, which are these two buttons, one of them being a volume knob, that volume knob there, and the other being a transparency mode stuff. I don't think there's any other headphone in the market that has this particular placement. Of course, a lot of people have issues with the placement. Of course, I don't blame them because they might be using other headphones, and maybe this one is more like an eye twister, and or a hand twister, and they are kind of revolting against it. But I don't see anything bad about this placement of the knobs and the buttons. Okay, so it's actually a very beautiful story to behold. And the weight, this guy actually weighs a lot. It weighs a lot. I think it weighs up to 350 grams or 400 grams. Okay, and that's a lot of weight. But of course, like so many reviewers have talked about it, this fabric has actually done a lot to cushion the weight, such that when you wear it, you don't even feel much. You don't feel the weight that much when you're wearing it. Just like this, you don't feel the weight that much when you're wearing it. Okay, so but of course, wearing it for a long time, I feel somehow awkward and all that, but it still looks very, very good. So in 2024, I still think a lot of people would love to buy this. But the question is, this guy came out with a price of $550. This headphone came out with a $550 price tag. Now the question is, in 2024, is it still going to be $550 in 2024? Because that's a lot of money still. $550 can buy you a lot of other useful gadgets, So, and just like Marcus Brady said, does it sound like God is whispering to your ears? Couldn't help but laugh. So the question is it going to drop in price, or is it going to rise in price? Like there's a video I watched on the fact that Apple is about to unveil a new Apple Airpod Max, the second version of Apple Airpod Max, and most of the conclusion there was that it's not going to change what this looks like. It's going to remain like this, but the price is going to drop, and a lot more features will be added to this. Of course, this whole stuff should have more features added to it, and it can accommodate all of them. After all, it's so heavy. I think something can be done to put more stuff to make the Apple AirPod Max 2. And that's in 2024. So for me, if the price tag would drop in 2024, of course there are prices for used versions of this headphone, which can be as low as $250, $300, $350, and $400, depending on where you are buying from or who you're buying from. So I think it's something that will even drive the more purchase of this headphone, because I see a lot of people trying to grab the very cheap version of it, because used versions or the new version, if it's going to drop in price, because dropping in price in 2024 will drive the more purchase of the headphone. Because I can tell you, a lot of persons love this headphone, including me. I love the headphone. It's just magnificent. Okay, and the sound is, you can compare the sound of this to the high-end Beats and the Sonys, the Sennheisers. Those huge, the mids, the highs are just balanced with the bars. Is just wonderful. It's a headphone for those that really want to enjoy or have a beautiful sound experience. So it's just something you don't want to miss. Yes, it might be very expensive for a lot of segment of the market, but trust me, by the time the price goes down, some people in those segments will be able to come in and have the experience. Of course, then it will still be very, very functional. Of course, I heard about the upgrades that are coming up, like the 5.3 Bluetooth version upgrade that will be coming into the AirPod Max 2. But this version still holds up very nicely because this headset has little or no latency or issue with maybe distance from your device, little issue with distance from your device, or obstruction by some objects between you wearing the headset and your device. So I don't think it's going to still have issues, because a lot of budget headphones, there are a lot of budget headphones that are still struggling with barriers, and there's a lot of high-end headphones that are also struggling with the barriers too. So, but this one has little or no problem with barriers. Then the transparency mode of this headphone is just top notch. You can wear this headphone and not even know that you're wearing it based on the transparency mode, because you can hear absolutely everything around you. You can hear even the sound, the direction of the sound coming to you. So it's just beautiful. Okay. Besides, I got this headphone from a friend who owns it, and I decided to have my own take on it, experience it before I talk to you about it. Okay. So some people are still complaining about the case, but me, I think I love this case. But the truth is that I don't think it's a protective case, because this case has its own function with the headphone. Now, its function is that when you put it in this case, this headphone gets a signal that the headphone is not in use and it will go into low battery consumption. That is one of the most important function of this AirPod Max case. Okay, and that's just it. But of course, they said that when you stop using the Apple AirPod Max, after 5 minutes, it goes into kind of a safe mode or low battery consumption mode, So putting it in the case or leaving it out still does the same thing. Now, of course, if you use this headphone, you should know that the moment you don't just like turn it off. There's no need to turn it off. So what you usually do is just put it on. When you remove it from your head, it sends a signal that it's no longer in use. So your songs that you're listening to will be paused and waiting until you put it back on. And the moment you put it back on your head, it goes back to the point where you stopped, the point where you removed it from your head in the song you're listening to, or in the talk, or in the podcast, or whatever you're listening to. Okay, now another question is this: we have a lot of people using Android phones and a lot of people using the iOS phones, like the Apple phones. So the question now is, in 2024, are we going to have more people using the Apple phones so that they can use this guy? Of course, the Apple AirPod Max can also be used by Android users, but a lot of the functions will be cut off from it. So what's the use of buying something that you will not use the whole capacity that comes with it? So the best thing to do is get an iPhone, then you get your Apple AirPod Max so that you can enjoy the full capacity of the Apple AirPod Max. So the question is, from what you've said so far, does it still hold up for 2024? Yes. Because this is December 2023 and we don't have much of new releases by new companies and stuff like that, detailing what their own has to rival or to beat this headphone. So for now, we have something that is beautiful, it's good, is fantastic. So I think we should just enjoy it. Okay, so give me your comments down below and let me know what your thoughts are on this Apple AirPod Max being relevant in 2024. Remember, this is December 2023 and 2024 is just about the corner. So just give me your own opinion. Let's see what you have to say. Okay, so thank you again. Stay tuned as I compare this guy to the fake or the clone of this AirPod Max. So see you in the next video. Thanks. Bye.